Ladies and gentlemen, and now making his way into the cage, please welcome Joe Slater.
Making his debut tonight from the MMA Clinic, it is Joe Slater, 18 years of age, and what confidence from this man. He's actually got some experience in boxing. He's fought a little bit of combat sports team that he thinks will make a difference tonight in mixed martial arts. I love when guys come in from different disciplines. Joe Slater at 18 has got nothing but confidence, and he believes that fast hands might be the difference.
He does a great job of putting the MMA game together. It's beautiful being great in boxing, being great in Muay Thai, being great in Jiu-Jitsu, but actually putting those together to make them work in the cage is something that Joe Slater has worked on in the gym, Chris.
So 5'7" from Romford, so a local fighter will be feeling the love tonight with the crowd out in force. Here's Joseph Slater.
And please welcome his opponent, Gabriele Rimessi.
Well, it isn't the dulcet tones of Skilo, but I'm all right with it. Here we go. His opponent tonight in what should be an outstanding matchup, Gabriele Rimessi. Looking for that first win from Team Titan, 28 years old, so a good age difference here. And a guy, Dean, who really has enjoyed the journey in martial arts so far.
He practiced judo from a young age, Chris. He's really improved on his striking. He's more of a grappler, but like I say, this is MMA, so he's worked on the striking to tie up those loose ends.
Loves that Team Titan atmosphere, and really that's something that a lot of the young fighters under Brad Pickett and Mickey Pappas, the tutelage, if you will, of that team have felt, the support, the growth, if you will, within that network of fighters and that stable of athletes. I love when you can see some of the guys who don't normally get the recognition from that team come to the foray. What better platform than Rock?
He learns focus as well. What trickles down from those top-level fighters, such as people like Brad Pickett at Team Titan. And it was interesting to say, I asked him, have you got any last words for your opponent? Nothing to say. He's fully focused for this fight, Chris.
Here he is, the second of your two fighters tonight, Gabriele Rimessi.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the ROC cage we go. Three-minute rounds of amateur MMA in the bantamweight division. Introducing first in the blue corner, standing 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighing officially at 60.3 kilograms, making his amateur debut this evening from Hornchurch, Romford. He is Joe Babyface Slater. And his opponent in the red corner, standing 5 feet 6 inches tall and weighing officially at 61.85 kilograms with one defeat, representing Wood Green by way of Rome, Italy. He is Gabriele Rimessi. When the action begins, your referee in charge, Mr. Sam Amidi.
Rimessi versus Slater, three-minute rounds if necessary. Great to be with you folks on UFC Fight Pass, watching worldwide. Chris Hoekstra on the call, 1, 2, 3, landing there for Rimessi, looking good with the boxing. Slater has a match on the feet.
Yeah, Rimessi does a great job of using the jab, and he moves his head beautifully as the left hand connects. Does an excellent job of moving his head off that center line, and that is what enabled him to get into this clinch. He's gonna work the single leg takedown, Chris, gets it. He's gonna have to pop his right arm out of there and control the head of Slater.
Slater really worked on that ground game, and he's gonna need it here. I think that was a really good tactic there from Gabriele Rimessi. Make him think you're gonna box and then go right for the takedown, Dean.
Yeah, the head movement enabled him to get in. If you think Mike Tyson against a longer opponent, use the head movement to circle out, roll, slip, close the distance, and now he finds himself on top, looking to pass the guard. He's got to posture up though, Chris. You can see there, Slater is pulling down the head. He's threatening the arms. He's trying to move his hips. Rimessi needs to posture up, do some damage, and pass the guard.
But good control thus far for Rimessi. Slater also, good job in recovering guard there. It was a bit of a dicey position initially, but posting up very nicely, breaking down the posture. He may look for a stand-up here, Dean.
Slater's doing a great job of controlling, and just a second ago, you noticed that when he's an open guard, he'll have 1 foot on the hip of his opponent. And that serves to really keep the distance and keep control, and also feel where they are on top of you. so you can plan forward attacks. Doing a great job of covering up from those strikes, but again, Rimessi needs to posture up to really do the damage from these punches, to really absorb that power. There we go. You see there, he's pulling his arm up nice and high. If he gets his head as close as he can up, and then fire those strikes down, he's going to have more success.
But good hand fighting there from Slater. Joseph Slater is a survivor right now. I mean, he's not really going to be able to catch a guillotine there, but if he can bicep pummel in like he is right there, tie up the arm, head and arm control here for Slater. Smart stuff. It's great to see these sort of survival tactics from fighters, Dean, when you're coming in, you're young in your career. What a rivalry, you know, Team Titan versus the MMA Clinic here in London. Two great gyms. You see the corner work of both gyms. I mean, you've got your guys from Titan. You've got the likes of the MMA Clinic there giving instructions.
Yeah, Slater's, I mean, he's really good at the jiu-jitsu for MMA aspect, and it's cool if you can do a flying armbar, it's cool if you can do a shoot-in and go for a leg lock, but what's bread and butter is not getting hit, Chris. And we're seeing Slater doing a great job of that. He's controlling the head, he's meat hooking the hands, he's breaking the posture, he's moving his hips. Rimessi now using these strikes to distract Slater, but I like to see him put some more power on these strikes to force Slater to cover up more decisively. But we're looking for the guillotine attempt here from Slater, but Rimessi recognizes that, fights the hands, now he's out again, dropping bombs from the guard position.
And you can see the corner there, actually. Mike Russell, a really high-level BJJ guy, giving instructions to the youngster. Joe doing a good job, though, in surviving. I mean, his corner was talking to him there the whole time. You've got Brad there as well from the MMA Clinic, real high-level fighter. I love the instruction they were giving to that young guy, and you know what, Dean? He survived. He didn't really give up a bad position in the end.
Yeah, did a great job off his back, limiting damage. Could have gone for more submission and sweep attempts to perhaps mess with balance of Rimessi, but he did a great job of just really conserving his strength and utilizing damage control.
And there was a good early exchange between both guys on the feet. Nice 1-2-3 coming in there from Rimessi. Slater did well, but I think it's the moment he got comfortable on his feet, he did not see that level change coming, Dean.
Yeah, Rimessi does a great job of moving his head, as we alluded to, and his double leg shot is great. And I think the cage in this instance was his friend. In both senses, he could pin Slater up a little bit, do some damage, and it kind of limited the movement of Slater. But Slater didn't want to open his guard and use the cage walk to stand up. Let's see if he implements this in the second round.
The second frame on tap tonight at Rock 4. And it should be an interesting culmination, if you will, Dean, as the action continues to bubble. Both fighters looked really, really, really calm and recovered well between the rounds.
So Rimessi now looking for that way in. He's going to move his head to the side. Oh, beautiful right hook there, connected with Slater. I'd like to see Slater utilize some uppercuts, Chris, to deter Rimessi from coming in.
Yeah, Rimessi with a nice stance swap there. I love the fact that he's gone southpaw. Slater looks very confident with the boxing, but he's kind of getting out-muscled a little bit here, Dean.
Yeah, Rimessi is utilizing his forward pressure. Beautiful hip bump off the cage there. Again, lands up in top, but Slater's threatening that head, but he's got to be careful about holding on to that while Rimessi passes into north-south, because Rimessi could have a Kimura attempt here.
So Slater locking up very nicely there, trying to recover guard. Gonna press off that hip. Tough to do when you're pinned up against the mesh like that, though, Dean. That wire, a real problem for Slater and an opportunity for Rimessi.
It can be a friend and a foe, and at the moment it's being a foe for Slater. Rimessi is using it as a friend. He was going for the armbar, Chris.
Oh, he's going to sit back. He's looking for that arm lock. Can he get it here? Can he get the submission? Slater looking to scramble. Rimessi holding on with that figure four. He's got the back, though, Dean. Ah, very good stuff. Scramble. And it's Rimessi who maintains side control position.
Yeah, I'd like to have seen Rimessi pull that leg over to the belly of Slater. Would have more control when he sat back and squeezed the legs. But, I mean, Slater is no slouch on the ground. Very active off his back, as we've seen. Did a great job of spinning around, now finds himself inside control. I like to see him work underhooks, Chris. You see the way he's holding Rimessi on top of him, and it does exactly that, keeps the person on top of you. But now we see he's looking for the knee in, looking to pull guard. He's going to have to move his legs to pop that right leg out and pull guard.
So some good advice there, and followed very well, actually, by Slater. He recovered sort of a mirror image of the last round. He's got some time to work on the clock, team, but really, he's probably losing this fight right now on the judges' scorecards.
Yeah, if you imagine they're saying that never leave it to the judges. This is why, because you could be really active off the bottom. You could be throwing up submissions, strikes, like open hand palm strikes there we see from Slater. But let's not get this twisted. Rimessi is on top and he is controlling. Triangle attempt there. Rimessi sends his postures out. He's going to look to pass, drop his weight down, put his hips down. Hammer fist here from the top from Rimessi.
Rimessi smash passing, looking there for the ground and pound. What heart from Slater as he stands up in that tripod position. The weight, though, and the sort of strength advantage, if you will, from Rimessi has been remarkable.
He did a great job of sprawling and giving Slater all his weight. And I noticed there he actually looked towards Slater's corner to see what they were telling him, and he did the exact opposite to nullify that. So very aware, high fighter IQ here from Rimessi.
So a mirror image of the last round, Dean. Talk us through those sort of exchanges that saw the takedown and the pass from Rimessi, and of course the guard recovery from Slater.
Again, we see Rimessi come forward and use the strikes to disguise the takedown, gets the hip bump sweep, ends up on top, and he went for the armbar, but ultimately he didn't get his foot over this belly of Slater, and Slater utilized that to escape that position. But we're seeing a lot of dominant top control from Rimessi and kind of an acceptance of the guard position from Slater. I'd like to see Slater try and end up on top, Chris.
Round 3 of 3 here at Rise of Champions 4. Gabrielle Rimessi and Joe Slater. It's been a workmanship performance from both guys, but I think at this point, Slater's got to stop him.
Yeah, again, Rimessi with those beautiful combinations. His boxing footwork is spot on, keeps his head nice and low and constantly moving. It's very hard for Slater to time those shots.
It also seems to me that Slater has yet to earn the respect on the end of those punches of Rimessi.
Yeah, Slater's kind of smothering his work a little bit. He needs to think about the range. See there, he comes right in the pocket with Rimessi.
Great connections there from Slater. That was much better. More pep in the step. More snap behind those punches. He's sitting down on him nice, but the problem is, once you run out of space like this, you get your back up to the edge of space, and you're sitting down on those strikes, you're giving up one thing, Dean, and that's going to be a takedown.
Takedown defense here from Slater. He's utilizing the overhook. He needs to funnel his right arm underneath the arm of Rimessi to obtain the underhooks here, or he's going to give up this single leg, potential high crotch. There he goes, a single leg.
And he does. Again, very similar timing. You know, it would almost seem that was the game plan. Strike for about 60 seconds, get your man comfortable and moving, work the angles, back him up, and then take him down.
Close the distance, use the strikes to mask that, and again, Rimessi finds himself where he wants to be, on top, with the cage helping him, pin Slater to the ground. You see Slater even just threaten the cage walk, Chris. He's got to get his right arm onto the floor, move his hips underneath him, and perhaps stand up.
So here we go. Slater trying to do what he can to recover that guard. I like the way he does a very good job of framing good with that right arm, but Rimessi trying to walk that way and block that hip. Ah, beautiful mount there, timely from the Italian. Back take there from Rimessi.
Both hooks in now, Chris. This is dangerous. Rimessi is going to keep low on the belt line, use strikes to open up that neck.
Can he get the submission? This would be remarkable.
Slater's doing the correct job here. He needs to make himself almost look like a TP and buck to try and shake him off.
And it's a spike, but Rimessi maintains the back position. He's going to look for that figure 4 there, a grimace from Slater, but he doesn't got it yet. Oh, this looks close, but he's going to have to work underneath that chin.
Difficult to see here if Rimessi is going to be hindered by the cage behind him because he needs the leverage to finish that choke. But like you said, Chris, he's got to get that arm underneath the neck, and Slater, obviously, he knows this, and he's hand fighting beautifully.
Yeah, it looked uncomfortable the way that he was cranking on that neck. But it would seem at this point with the clock running, Slater should be able to escape the penalty of giving up his back.
Slater here needs to think escapes. He needs to look to the sky, get his back flat on the inside of one of Rimessi's legs, turn into him, block them out, and get up to his feet. He can't afford to stay here too long.
And that is the end, folks. 3 rounds. We go the distance tonight at Rise of Champions 4. It should be a unanimous decision in favor of the Italian, Gabriele Rimessi. Joe Slater, a game opponent, but Rimessi too much in the end.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the cage, after 3 rounds, we go to our judges' scorecards. And our judges scored about 30-25, 29-28, 30-27. To your winner, by unanimous decision, in the red corner, Gabriele Rimessi.